and the Ad Council.
This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and our time is 8:12. I'm Josh Woodison in for Todd Marino, and it's time now for another interview segment presented by our friends at Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And joining us right now in studio, we have with us Michelle Jordan of the ARC of Indiana County. Michelle, it's good to see you again.
Hey, good morning, Josh.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Well, so far so good. We'll see how it goes. But today is election day, and I know that a lot of people are thinking about that, but we want to think about the ARC of Indiana County and what's going on over there. You and I were talking before we turned on the microphones and got the camera rolling on Facebook Live. So let's talk about some things that are going on right now. One of them you told me was the Education Advocacy Program.
Yes. So the ARC for years has been known as the Advocacy organization, especially in Indiana County, statewide, and then also across the U.S. Mm-hmm. And what that looks like, Josh, is we assist parents through that special education process. It can be actually very intimidating when a parent starts out to get their child diagnosed, recognizes that they have needs in the whole education process, mm-hmm. and then figuring out all those next steps. And so they can call the ARC if they need an advocate, and a lot of times the advocate just serves as someone that can walk them through that process, tell them what to expect next, attend meetings with them. It's sometimes intimidating coming into a parents' meeting with the principal, the special education director.
Right, yeah.
You've got all these important people at the table,
mm-hmm.
and just helping them through that process. But at the same time, also making sure that the school adheres to the IEP that they develop, and making sure that they provide the least restrictive environment for that child's education in order to meet their goals and be successful.
IEP, you mentioned that. I know that I'm kind of hip on the jargon. What does that stand for?
So that's Individualized Educational Plan.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. So that's what, when a child is diagnosed after testing, that they do require accommodations and interventions throughout mm-hmm. the school. So that IEP then follows them from whenever they have that completed all the way to graduation, Todd.
Todd.
Oh,
Josh.
I'm sorry. Yes,
It's
Josh.
okay.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Yes.
No, it happens. It happens. But this is a popular program. This is one of the things that the ARC is known for, especially here. So talk about how much it is used by parents who have the kids going into the educational program system.
So I'll be honest. So the ARC the last couple of years, didn't do as much advocacy as they had in the past.
I think that's understandable, though.
Yes,
with the pandemic,
right? But I developed the EAP program in order to let parents know that we now have this program going. Josh, I just hired another full-time advocate, and so right now it's mostly word of mouth
mm-hmm.
from parent to parent about this program. We are working with the school districts to get information out to the parents and hopefully build those relationships and collaborations with the school districts.
It's got to be tough going to be able to get that word out there. You said word of mouth has been the main form of mm-hmm. quote-unquote advertisement for this program.
Yeah, so a parent would have a difficulty or not understanding communication with the school, and would be talking to their neighbor or a friend of theirs that also has a child with special needs mm-hmm. and saying, well, I called Michelle Jordan at the ARC, and she actually helped me and walked me through this process.
So that's good. At least they're hearing the good success stories that way, and I'm sure that there are a ton of them. So how can a parent take advantage of this program?
Absolutely. So our website, which is www.arcindiana.org, has all the information actually on our website about this program, and our contact information is on there. They can reach out to us through the website, mm-hmm. or they can just call the ARC at 724-349-8230 and just ask for Michelle Jordan, or ask my administrative assistant that they need an advocate for their child.
All right. And again, the web address ARC Indiana, that's arcindiana.org, and the number is 349 8230.
It is.
So what else is going on over at the Arc?
Yeah, so this month, very exciting. We have our Kickball Classic for the nonprofits, and that is, I'm sorry, not this month. That's June 25th.
Okay.
And the sign up is already online on our website. And we have several teams already signed up, including the local police department and several other teams. Very exciting.
Now, I've heard of wiffle ball tournaments. A kickball tournament, though,
Adult kickball, yes.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah, so come out and have a good time. We're having a little bit of an after hangout event at Levity Brewing Company. So all are welcome, even if you're just going to be a spectator. So
And if you want to put together a team, you still have time.
you do. You have until June 1st.
Okay. And how much is it to register?
It's only $35
And is that per person?
per team.
Per team. Okay.
Per team.
That's actually pretty good.
It is.
And again, they can call the Arc or find the website for more information. So any other events on the horizon?
Yes, so actually June 30th, we're having a mobile dental clinic coming to the Arc from Pittsburgh. And this dentist specializes with individuals with special needs as well as very young children. And dental health is one of the biggest disparities among individuals with intellectual disabilities.
Oh.
So I wanted to make sure that the Arc was touching all the bases of needs with our individuals and in providing this mobile dental clinic coming to the Arc from 11 to 3. And you can call the Arc. We also have the registration flyer on the website. It's to call a number to secure your slot.
Okay, excellent. Now, as we progress into the warmer weather, into the summer months, one of the things that I think comes to mind, and I think I saw a little bit of a story on the Special Olympics that are coming up, because I did see that the Special Olympics torch was making its way through Pennsylvania.
Yeah, very exciting. So this coming weekend, our local group, which is Armstrong, Indiana County, is having our first track and field competition in 3 years, Josh.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so that is going to be at the Armstrong High School this Saturday from 9 to noon. We would love as many spectators as possible, and we also need volunteers to come out. We have about 50 athletes who are participating that day. So it's going to be a fantastic event. And then 22 of those athletes are going to Penn State Summer Games, which is June 2nd through the 4th.
That's going to be fun to see those athletes in action, to see them doing their best at these different events in there. And plus, having the crowd there, I think, is the important part, because it gives them that special push.
It's
and
huge.
it's going to be something that'll stay with their memories, I think, for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. And actually, it solidifies that Olympic experience. And that's what it's all about.
Definitely. So how long has Special Olympics been doing a program in Indiana? You said this is the first time in 3 years, but they've been doing it prior to that.
Correct. They actually were Indiana Armstrong, both regions, for many years. And actually, people remember that, the last 20 years, there was a huge track and field event up here at Mack Park and up at IUP, where there were 300, local students that came to this program.
Now that you say that, I do remember the events being held at Miller Stadium.
Absolutely. So it was huge. And then Indiana kind of dissolved for a while. And in 2019, when I became assistant manager, was able to bring back Indiana training and sports back again. And so we are back with both programs, and those two programs are getting together this weekend to compete against each other.
Now, have you seen, obviously the pandemic hampered things a little bit, but have you seen this program grow since you kind of took the reins?
Amazingly enough, we actually really kept in touch with the athletes during the pandemic.
Good.
As well as a home program that they did. That helped in order to keep everybody, and then we've actually grown and have gotten new athletes. And so, as well as new volunteers, because of that continued connection during the pandemic.
I could actually see this program actually getting back up to those numbers that you mentioned earlier. It would be wonderful. But you mentioned another thing that I think is very important, is the fact that this is run a lot with volunteer help. And people come, I think people come from miles to help out in this effort because they believe in what Special Olympics can do.
Well, and, it's an all-volunteer effort. People think that this is my part-time job as manager of Special Olympics, and actually it's not. It's all volunteer. I spend about 2 hours a day on Special Olympics as well as everything else. But we cannot run without volunteers, Josh. So a lot of times we do have holes within our management team. We need coaches. We would love to start swimming next year, as well as powerlifting. So we need coaches.
All right, so coaches for powerlifting, coaches for swimming. I imagine the swimming events could be Well, they could take place over at Zink Hall or the Y or something like that.
We actually just partnered with the Y.
Excellent.
Signed a contract with them. And so we are actually partnering with the local Y for training facilities at this point.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I think they also would be a good place for the powerlifting facilities as well.
And then also collaborating with their Miracle League and just, making sure that it's a great partnership.
Great teamwork. That's what sports does, and that's what this is doing, I think, as well. How can people, if they want to volunteer to be part of the Special Olympics Day, can they still have a chance to do so?
They sure
for this
do.
weekend?
They sure do. So this weekend they just show up. So it is at the Armstrong High School on 300 Buffington Drive in Katanning. And so it's just a one-day event, so they could just show up. Summer games at Penn State. There is a volunteer tent. Look at the Special Olympics PA.org website, and they can sign up as a volunteer for those events as well.
And what time does everything get underway at Armstrong this weekend?
So that's from 9 to noon.
From 9 to noon. Okay, so prime competition time, I think. That's. I think you probably might have the good weather. I'm taking a look. Yeah, for Saturday, morning is going to be good.
It's going to be spectacular. And we have opening ceremonies, Josh. We've got Sheriff Fyock, Trooper Cliff Greenfield doing awards. We've got a color guard coming, and we have one of our athletes singing the Star Spangled Banner. So please come out.
That's excellent. And again, the crowd, I think, is just as important to support those athletes, and especially at Special Olympics, because it creates that memory and it creates that drive in the Olympic atmosphere for them.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Anything else you wanted to make mention? We just have about a minute to go.
Yes. So this summer also, we are looking to do another Spirit of Food class, which partners area chefs with our individuals with disabilities. They get a box of food that is the recipe for the cooking class.
Yeah.
They get a cookbook. And we're going to partner with a local fire company in order to do the in-person cooking class, and then they take home the food in order to cook that class themselves. So.
That's excellent. And again, more information probably on the ARC website?
On our website, and date and time to be announced.
Okay, so if you want more information, you go to arcindiana.org. That's arcindiana.org. Or the phone number once again?
Yes, 724-349-8230.
Excellent. Well, Michelle, thank you very much for joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. Give our best to everybody over there. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it down there because of scheduling, but I'm going to be rooting on those athletes. So you got my good vibes going for that.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Josh.
Thanks again. Michelle Jordan of the ARC of Indiana County joining us on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Our interview presented by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people.